said, yeah, making changes in your old environment. You got that old energy around it. Especially if you're in a relationship, children.
Especially when my husband's stressed out like anything, and he's like so. He could be so nice and he could be so mean. He's like the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah,
he could talk so mean to me, and it's horrible. And I know I shouldn't even be around that. So
right, and it could lead you into eating for comfort.
Yeah, of course, it all does.
Certain jobs that do that.
I love this feeling where I don't want to eat. I just love this feeling where I'm not hungry, and I never think it's hunger. I'm never hungry.
Never hungry.
So fucking much here. Nobody's fucking hungry.
Right.
They're just eating because it's time to eat, or because they think they have to eat. They're not really hungry. Like we're talking about hungry.
Right,
right. You don't eat for days, and you get. I don't think so. I mean, they feel this stuff that's supposed to be. They feel whatever that they think is hunger.
Yeah. And I see. You were saying the key words when we was talking about water, and I think people bypass water because when they hear about dry fasting, they think about. Yeah, but one day of dry fasting is worth
3 days of water fasting.
Yeah. Now that sounds good, but what's going to happen? All you're going to do is go back to your old foods anyway. 99.9% of the people go back to their old ways anyway.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, of all the people that you've been working and teaching and all that, how many people are actually on the path and really doing it now?
Oh, the path. Now let's talk about the path. There's many on the path once you understand what it is. When I went back to India, for instance, it was a buddy of mine who was in the spiritual community. A lot of knowledge, but his body was a certain way, overweight.
Yeah.
3 months when I got back, I didn't even recognize who it was. He listened to the message, because notice I'm saying it's not about, don't look at the not eating part. Okay, nobody's where I'm at when I travel around. Okay, I'm going to say that.
Yeah, they don't go from that to not eating.
Right.
It takes a while.
And I've been here 20 years, so that's a whole other ballgame. Just make it look easy. But the path you're talking about, the holistic path, for him to make those changes was not easy. He did more than just lose the weight. He's in a situation where he was married, working his job. But when you heard my message and heard me coming like this, that you could change yourself, that's very powerful. He made some changes. He looked at his diet. He looked at a day to take out where he fasting consistently. He started looking at the workout. He started meditating. And that's the foundation of the breatharian message. So when I came back, he was a whole nother person. 3 months.
Yeah.
And he was proud. I recognized it. Whoa, you look good. And he was proud. Yeah. Just by him hearing that, he's still on the path. Mm-hmm. You follow me?
Yeah.
And then as you stay on the path, you can start making other tweaks, other changes. Because even though he was a whole nother person, there was still room for improvement.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm saying, is there a lot of people that have been...
A lot of people.
That are really getting,
Health is the craze right now.
Yeah. No, I know.
Health is the craze of the planet. See, not only bad health is the craze of the planet, they got a big thing with preventable diseases that people got, high blood pressure, liver ailments, and strokes. Mm-hmm. But on the other end, we got more people that's living longer, more people that's healthier. 60s is the new 40s. 40s is the new 20s. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting here with a teenage body.
Because now people are also into intermittent fasting, so they're not eating as much.
Right.
They're eating, and they know less is better. So
now, one guy tried to come at me and say, well, you say breatharianism is to eat very little or not at all. All you're saying is intermittent fasting. No, I'm not.
No, it's not the same.
It's not the same thing.
No.
Because when you add meditation in and really learn how to channel energy through your body, that's a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah. That's the whole thing that I have to do, and I have a resistance. But I could do yoga. Mm-hmm. I could start committing to do yoga every morning. Because if I don't do it in the morning, it's not going to.
And it's important to keep that energy moving, because you'd be surprised. See, our minds is connected on how we feel.
Yeah.
I dealt with 3 people.
Yeah.
I dealt with 3 people today. Nice people. I've been to them, but today their energy was a certain way. But as I talked with them, the energy slowly shifted to where it became more light, because the body always seeks homeostasis. So that right there, if the body shifted, their attitude shifted.
Yeah.
It's something not subtle, but it's cool.
Yeah.
This dude started yoga in, I met him in India. He said what made him start yoga was he was going through a divorce, and he was feeling a certain way, feeling bad. He's at home, so he started stretching on the floor, doing yoga, and he felt better. It happened again. He came home, he's going through a divorce, self-esteem down, job is bad. But when he stretched up again and he felt better, he put 2 plus 2 together. Every time I stretch, all of those heavy thoughts is off my mind. Your body is your mind. sounds simple, but to really grasp it.
Yeah. It's
and
just to
stick with it.
continue and be consistent. That's the problem, because I do that, and I was doing yoga, and I feel good, and I'm doing it, and then all of a sudden something happens, and I stop. You know, whether it's financial, because it costs money to do stuff, and when you want to do it in a group or something,
Right.
and it helps you. It helps me if I do it that way. And you know, then something stops, and then you're in the other part of it. Then you're back in the rut again until you get back on again. It's like back and forth. It's like that's.
Oh, absolutely.
But I know you're going to get upset. Don't get upset if I ask you, okay? But I just, because like, I don't know, people always ask me, and I just always wonder too, and I know you don't like talking about it, but can you just tell me, I know you said 2016 you haven't really had like food.
Right.
But for drinking or like juice or any kind of liquid.
Oh, the liquids, yeah,
Yeah, but, huh?
Yes, the liquids. Now, I don't drink
no
liquids.
liquids in 16?
No, liquids I have. Now, I'm going to tell you in what type of situations. Now, did I drink anything today? No. Do I need to drink anything?
No, I know, but what's the longest period you had, like nothing? No food, no water, no drinks?
And drinks been about 4 months, 3 to 4 months.
That
not
you
drinking.
didn't have no
Right.
water?
Now, we're going to nip this in the bud. Let's see what
Yeah,
happens.
nip it in the bud.
Right, because even if I answer it now, people going to keep asking. So it's not going to. So you're not going to nip it in the bud, because people is looking at themselves saying this is impossible, and it's not. See.
But then isn't it good to know for people to know that you did 4 months without water, without liquids?
We've been
know
saying
that
it for
it's
the
possible?
longest, but they don't want to. They're not going to go off of what you're saying. But we're going to nip it in the bud and show you how this works. Show you what I do. Now, this is what's happening. Now, why would I drink something if I wanted to? Now, we live in a society where I got Wi-Fi. I love my computer. I'm always on the computer. Right now, I just learned
Not
over
your
the
phone.
right. And I just learned over the last 6 months, I just started buying a SIMS card. But for years, I didn't even have a cell phone. I just carried a laptop with me. For years. So the cell phone I had for about a year and a half. Somebody bought it for me. That's how my mind is at. Somebody bought this new one I got for me now.
I know. I was there.
Now, when I was in the Canary Islands, here I am living in a cave up on a mountain. No refrigerator. But that's what I started utilizing the internet more, right? So I go down in the town, and there's a place that got Wi-Fi. Pedro was his name. I met the locals. They served the food, they served the alcohol, they served the drinks. Now, there is an etiquette. If you're going to use the Wi-Fi, order something. That's what they got it there for. You follow me? So when I go down to use the Wi-Fi, I order something. You understand? So I just won't be a bum just sitting there just using up their Wi-Fi. That's just... And then when I have retreats...
Although you could just pay them and not even...
And you can,
have
but
anything.
why do I want to do that? I ain't doing this for nobody. You understand?
Well, if you
and
wanted-
if I wanted to, but if I ordered something to drink, and you go back to your cave at night, let's say if I ordered a Coca-Cola. Don't tell me I'm just living off of Coca-Cola. A breatharian can do that. You see what I'm getting at? So we could be
because
user-friendly.
you're-
Because it's not for survival no more.
I
I didn't order water.
Yeah.
Didn't care where the water was coming out from the cave. You're free. But when you order something like that, you know what I'm saying. I'm just giving you a real life scenario, so also breatharians can know that you ain't got to stand up to that standard. You understand? And put yourself in a box, and you might be socializing with friends.
Yeah. No,
And
I
stuff like that.
totally get that. I totally
Okay,
get it.
now we're talking about me. Now, thirst, your endocrine system, what gives off chemicals in the body. Let's go into that. That's where the thirsty feeling comes from. Why would I boldly say that? Your endocrine system is any organ that gives off chemicals.
I should record this.
So I am recording it.
Oh, you are?
Don't worry, you ain't on here.
Oh.
It gives off chemicals. Now, I teach the microcosmic orbit. We did it last night, and I do it at every retreat if people can understand. And that's also the meditation that acupuncture deal with. Your endocrine system controls wake and sleep cycles, and also hunger and thirst cycles. Let me repeat. This is why meditation's the foundation. So we won't act like this is spooky. Your endocrine system that gives off the chemicals, we're loaded with chemicals. Chemicals is constantly coming off from the body and stuff like this. So when I first started out with the microcosmic orbit, let me show you the dedication. This is what I be trying to tell people. They're doing all this crying and they're trying to wrap their head around something intellectually, and you're not a true practitioner. Every morning I got a chair. It was sitting in my attic. This is how I started out. I sat in that chair, spine straight up. Okay, I got to go to work soon, so what? I went through each energy center. Running the energy, that's the microcosmic orbit. There's the big heaven and there's the small heaven. And you're running the energy. The energy's high, you should feel it. You should feel it. It's your energy. It's your mind. So you start opening up these channels, right? Day 1. Day 2, you're doing the same thing like clockwork. This is what we mean by cultivating yourself, just like a plant. You go out there, you make sure no weeds is around it. If there's blockages there, you remove it. If there's bugs about to eat it, you have to treat your body the same way. Am I talking now? So now, I'm doing this repetitiously every day. Then it gets good because I love the energy. So I do it twice a day. Sometimes I do it before I go to bed. I learned how to run the energy. You put the tongue at the roof of your mouth. You do not feel hungry. That's how you know. And then you have more energy. It's just like a river that gets stronger. When energy is flowing, that's energy. You know, there's more energy. Why can't people put this together? You got to work on yourself. Why sit there and ask the question if you're a low energy? Do it, and that's what happened. It's kind of guaranteed. I'm sorry to say it. A person is crying over their own habits because they're trapped in it. You're stuck.
Yeah.
I unstuck myself. So therefore, this is what, and I was already on the breatharian path. Now I picked up the microcosmic orbit meditation before I became a breatharian. I didn't even know nothing about it. What diet was I on? How was I eating? Now listen, nothing heavy went into my body. I ate plenty of fruits, and I used to love eating this thing they called a live salad with the Hebrews. It took up the whole plate. It wasn't no small salad. I ate, but it was a salad.
Yeah, it was basically you're eating raw fruits.
And from 190 pounds, what I used to weigh before I even got on this lifestyle, then I was about in my 160s. Felt totally better. That's 20-something pounds right there. That's not an argument. Now, that's where I'm at now. Not even breatharian yet. Don't know nothing about it. But what I do know is, I'm healthy. 190 to 160. You got to feel a certain way. That's 30 pounds. Oh, man, looking different. The head ain't round, it's square.
Yeah, that's me.
Walking
like, if
different.
I lose 30 pounds, I'd be a whole different.
And what comes with that, you sleep less.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, more energy.
More energy.
But that's why we say it's not the food, but it makes a difference.
Let's don't even get into philosophy. I'm telling you my experience now, and anybody can have this.
Yeah.
Now, did you say earlier about how you picked out the different weights you used to weigh? And you know which way to make you feel better. You know this. Now, the argument isn't with me, with people. They're arguing with themselves. If you got to that weight, you're going to feel and think differently. But the struggle is you can't do it, so you get mad at people externally from you. What are you doing? You got to be. I worked. So now let's go back into it. Now here I am getting off of work. I'm living this life. I'll tell you the experience. I just don't go straight home. I go walk the track. I don't go eat right away. That's what type of life I'm living. And at work, there was times I just didn't take a lunch with this and that. I brought a whole bag of apples. So I just didn't eat one apple. I ate until I felt satisfied. If I felt like eating 3 apples, I ate 3. If I didn't feel like eating apples that day, I didn't. That's the life I'm living. And then at lunchtime, instead of talking foolishness, I go to the side of the building, and there's times I'll meditate, do a qigong, read a book. That's what I did at my lunchtime. That's a whole nother being, ain't it?
Yeah. But you made a decision. You didn't create, I know you like the steak and whatever other foods you loved.
Right.
You just decided, no, you just didn't even want it after that?
Made a decision.
Didn't want it, though.
Didn't want it.
That's the thing.
You know what it takes? Like, now check this out. Okay, now you're trying to bring here you go with the trap words. But you didn't want it. That's the thing. That some people feel so enslaved. It's just calling you and you can't let it go. Don't be mad at me because you're in that predicament.
Yeah,
I made a clear-cut decision. I'm
made
not
a
going to pick
decision,
that
right.
up no
Some
more.
people do
Some
that.
people could do that.
Some people
but
can't.
you could develop willpower. It's easier said than others. Now, there was time periods after. Now let's get into the journey now. Once I learned that I could pick up anything and lay it down, there was times I still ate meat. Is that what you want to hear? Yes.
No, I figured you could though
Because you could. You ain't stuck in it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
They're like, here's this chicken
you weren't
that got
that
this.
stuck before though. You just didn't
No,
know.
I was stuck. I was
You didn't
overweight.
know. You didn't know though.
You didn't know.
Did you know?
I didn't know.
Because I always know, but you didn't know. So once you knew,
Now,
you made a decision. It was easier.
These are play on words again. What we're getting at is, if a human being wants to change themselves and you're in the right predicament to really want to do it, you can. If you can't, that's a whole nother argument. You either go lock yourself up somewhere, go get you a teacher. You understand? Stay up under a tool. Go move.
Can you come stay at my house for 3 months, please? Please.
Now, this is what happened with the power. Now I'm going to go into the power of the microcosmic orbit. I'm not even going to no other meditations. I'm going to brag about this one. The reason why it's called the microcosmic orbit, they say that you're the macrocosm of the macrocosm.
Is this the pyramid one?
No, this is the one where you got the energy channels on the spine and you open them up.
Okay, I like that better, yeah.
Now listen at this. Now it's a philosophy. You're a miniature representation of the universe. La, 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 la. And so what? Because science say, well, we can't find all the minerals and sunlight and this and that in the human body. But that's still a philosophy. Okay, you found it. But what we're saying is, we got this mind. Some people's minds are more messed up than others. We might as well go say it. But some people, like myself, that's what I'm going to brag about. I'm going to brag about the microcosmic orbit, and I'm going to brag about myself because I think I can. Right. So, now here's my thinking. And I was in the church too, so I always wanted to be the best for God. The best angel. That's my thinking. Yes, arrogant. I want to be the best. So here I am. I'm transforming myself. All right? Sin is the transgression of universal laws. So I'm looking at this. They say only Jesus could do that. He paid the price. But wait a minute now. Why can't I do it? So I challenged it. Let me find out what universal laws is. We hear that word. I don't know what it is. It sounds spooky, don't it? So now, when you're dealing with this microcosmic orbit, let's don't even get spooky and use the word chakras. There's a fluid coming from the brain, going through the spinal cord. That is the center of your body. Cerebral spinal fluid. That's the liquid part. But there's also, the middle of your neural system. Your neurons, that deals with electricity. Hands down. Now, back in, what's his name? The Autobiography of a Yogi?
Yeah.
Now, this was over 100 years ago. He told the American people when he came over here, you got electricity going through your spinal cord. You see God from within inside. Here we go now. Now, I just got the Autobiography of a Yogi. I ain't never read that book before. But when I was doing the microcosmic orbit, I knew that there was energy. I knew that was electricity. Nobody had to tell me that. I didn't even go to a teacher. I got it out of a book. I don't want to hear this. This is me now. I can't talk for everybody else. And I'm sitting there every day in discipline, in a chair. I ain't need nobody looking at me, and I'm seeing what's happening. I'm transforming. I'm getting more energy. I can't hardly sleep at night because the energy is flowing. And I feel good. Uh-oh. Now what happens? And I just did this through my studies. I love to study. That's me too. I always got a book in my hand studying. Not just not studying. Some people like studying spiritual books. That's cool, but that's the problem. If that's all you study. I start picking up medical books. I ain't had to go to school. I ain't got enough money to go to college. But you can get a book on a sale. At least see what they talking about. I just ran into a sale feeds off of ATP and this does this. And, doing the best I can. I can read and write. We can put it together. It's right here. Your heart should beat. I'm feeling my heart. Okay, this is what they feel. This is what I'm doing. I don't want nobody to tell me to do it. So you got enough information out here. So, the microcosmic orbit is so powerful. When you put the tongue on the roof of your mouth, I start feeling tingling at the top of my head. Now, what is that? Itching? That's an indication that energy is moving. You start feeling itching. And then when I start doing qigongs, shaking in different places, have you ever felt that the energy start moving or whatever? But those are symptoms that take place for you being consistent and the energy's trying to move inside. It's blocked up, so it's breaking stuff and you feel it. And I even had a mark on this leg and a mark on this leg. And the skin, you get new skin every 27 days. That's what they say, every 27, 30 days. I looked at this mark on my leg. I used to think it was cancer. You know how the mind tricks you? It started coming off. Uh-oh, self-exploration. I'm doing this. The skin started changing. And then I noticed, of course, as soon as you come on the breatharian journey, you start playing around in the experiment. So there was weekends where I probably ate a little too much. Didn't have to eat, but I wanted to enjoy something. Let me check that out. And then I start feeling how I feel. Oh, I like going back to that other state. So you go through that. But guess what? After it was all over, I'm still doing this. Keeping it open. I know I got to open it up. It's clogged up. You feel it. But I know the power now. I can move it. I know the power. I can move it. So I'm living a lifestyle, no matter if I eat or not. I'm walking all the time. Got the energy moving. That helps your metabolism. It helps with blood flow. You understand? And if you do take some downtime, say if I had the day I was eating, get up in the morning and get that stuff together. I go get a coffee. Yeah, we might as well talk. It wasn't all orange juice. What do I want? I want a good coffee this morning. But I walked to the store, walked back, and the coffee, caffeine, made me use the bathroom even more. We hate to say it. It worked better than the orange juice. We might as well go say it. Oh, man. So it was easy for me. So even if I chose to eat something, because like I told people, I was raising my son, and every other weekend, I chose to eat. I was separated from his mother. And a child, you can't get those years back. We had fun. We went to the movies. We ordered popcorn. We was gaming. We ordered pizzas. You understand? We went out to eat together. We talked. We had a good time in his childhood. Me and my son. I had to say, well, I don't do that, son. I'm not going to do it. Come on, boy, let's go roll. And in the meantime, I put something good habits on him. When I'm waking up in the morning, ready to go walk, come on, we're going to walk. Come on, let's stop here and do some push-ups. He's doing it to this day. He run a marathon.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
His daddy rubbed off on him.
Yeah.
So I'm in my cycle getting healthy, also showing somebody else. But he had to go through his own journey. Is this making sense? But all along, no matter if we was gaming, eating pizzas or not, there's times I'll be sitting there, he'll be gaming, and I'll be like this in the middle of the room. Meditating. I had to be in a quiet space, the energy start running. He's sitting there gaming, it's noisy. His mother talking. It ain't stopped nothing. Then I say, I'll be back in a few. I'm going to go take a walk. That's the breatharian journey.
Even if you don't do this, like if you're focusing on the energy,
whatever works
energy,
for you.
It's still, you don't, right? I mean, you can visualize focus.
It's always raining on us. I've
got
over 300, close to probably 500 videos saying this over and over and over. Go see for yourself. You've been with me don't you feel the cosmic energy?
I mean,
shoulders and you changing and you.
I'm trying.
I mean, we ain't looking for no overnight. This didn't happen overnight with me.
Yeah, that's what
But I stayed consistent.
Yeah.
I never said it happened overnight with me. Never did. But I understood the value of health. I feel better in this cycle than the other one. And right now I'm 120 pounds. This is the body I had when I was 18, 19 years old. And doing the same thing. You think I want to go back to that other way? I was an old man. At 30 years old, I was an old man. Sweating when I walked, farting all over the place, burping, stinking, gums bleeding from eating. I found out my gums was bleeding. I found out they stopped bleeding when I stopped eating too much.
Yeah.
Why can't people put that together?
I put it together. No.
So I said, well, I don't want to go back to this. Yeah. I want to go to this. Now, here we go. Let's break it on down. Oh, man, this is good, ain't it? So in my travels, I'm at some good places. I'll go to different places, and I got to use the Wi-Fi. Let's go back to that. And I'm into tipping. If I got the money, because I'm blessing people. So I like going into there. And anyway, you know how the waitresses will be good. They'll put the crackers there or something. You know, I don't need all that, but give me a tea. And let me double it. Because, you know, our money is way more than others. Plus, I enjoy myself. But that mean I needed the tea and I had to stay there all day. I better go back and get some tea before I pass out. And it had nothing to do with that. You're on the Wi-Fi, I made a new friend. See you next time. And he treat me different because I tip him good. That's what life I'm living.
I do that too.
But this ain't got nothing to do that you needed that.
I know.
And I had people hanging with me. They are thirsty due to mucus. What is mucus? It's that slimy stuff that's on your tongue when you stop eating.
Yeah.
But your mouth is connected to your anus. Everything you eat, your body creates that slimy stuff so it can pass through. So then the body, by its nature, wants to wash itself out. It wants to flush itself. So it make you feel you're thirsty. So you ain't thirsty as a curse. You're thirsty because the body's saying we need to do this. You understand?
Yeah, and that white film on your tongue stays there for a long time until you clean out your whole body.
And it'll come up on its own.
And then it'll get pink once you're...
It don't even take long. Matter of fact, 7 days is a magical number. 7 days is very powerful.
I think I fasted for 40 days on water and I still wasn't done.
Right. And I hear people say all of these long times, 30, 40 days. My most powerful fast I ever took to really change my life was the 7-day fast. And I sat there, what did I do?
Why was that the most powerful?
That's the one that changed my life. Something hit me with inside. That's when I was overweight and stuff.
Yeah.
That's before I even started my journey.
Oh, you did 7
So
days.
I was in a situation where I said, you know what? It just popped in me by my nature. I was sick. I wasn't feeling good. My life was all messed up because it messes with your physical life. So I decided I drank water. I drank tea with no sugar in it. And that's what I did for 7 days. First day I laid down, it was tough. You know, second day, third day I felt good, full of energy. Fourth day, you know, you're going through it, but you hung in there. And every time I needed to get something, I went and got some water, went and got some tea, didn't flush it. But why I say the 7th day, about the 5th day, I thought everything was over with. You know, all the big stuff was gone. But the 7th day, another movement came, and I seen all of this black poison came out. I said, that's poison. I got a chance to see it. That's poison. And when I looked in the mirror, my eyes was clear, my skin was clear. Why can't people see that? This ain't even no argument, just 7 days.
They do it. They do see it. There's so many people doing this, and then they just do it for a certain amount of time, and then, like you said, they go back. Some of them go back. And
this is before I even knew about breatharianism and changed my life holistically. Something put me in that 7-day fast till from that day, I decided not to go back where I was before. I do know that. That's what started it. That's the breatharian journey. You start just where you at, and the other keys will come to you. Now as I get into the game, now I'm finding out that food, because when you stay in this knowledge, your thinking going to change. So there was a time, you know, I was in that kick that the orange meant a lot, the apple meant a lot. But now it ain't that type of party. My energy is a lot higher, and I found out I can enjoy what I want to enjoy. So there was a liquid journey I went into, not a juicing journey. For the juicing journey, I bought a whole big thing of oranges one time for juicing, right?
Yeah.
And it was good, delicious.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt in your mind that what you put in your body changes your mind. When I was eating those organic oranges, juicing all week long,
Yeah.
I ate so many my skin turned orange. My eyes turned orange. all that stuff. But then something happened when I ran out of the oranges, and if it tastes so good, I said, well, I'm out here because I was somewhere else. So I seen this machine to serve orange juices, and they had 100% orange juice on it, and the orange on the packet looked good. Well, let me substitute that. As soon as I drank it, my thoughts changed. Now, how do they change? Now, first of all, when I was drinking those oranges for like 2 weeks straight, I was taking care of a lot of stuff. Schedules on, full of energy, like clockwork. I even had a schedule like I was in the military. 1 o'clock, I took care of this. 2 o'clock, right. As soon as I drank that can of orange juice, procrastination set in. I started putting stuff off of 1 can of orange juice.
What do you mean? Because it was pasteurized?
Because it was pasteurized.
Yeah.
I felt it.
Yeah.
Now, why can't people see that? Yeah, it do affect you what you put in your body. I noticed that, but that was my own realization. I seen it. I felt it. I said, wow, this is a serious drug.
Yeah,
Isn't that that?
I know.
So when I'm telling people this, I'm teaching them, I'm telling you experience. I experienced that. So now I'm on this journey. Now the key is when you don't know something is happening to you, it's worse than when you are ignorant, when you don't know something that could take place compared to when you are aware. You understand? That's sort of like there's a frequency or energy hitting you and you don't know it exists. It could cause a lot more harm, and it got nothing to do with your ignorance. But if you know you brought on that frequency or energy, you know how to handle it. So did I stop drinking pasteurized stuff? No. Actually, that was my next level. I got tired of the organic stuff. Why would I say that? First of all, just to juice up that juices took a lot of time.
Yeah.
Nobody want to do that.
Yeah.
I know, right?
And a lot of money.
And clean it.
And clean it. And these other juices taste good. And I realized at this time I'm a breatharian. I'm not thirsty. I love the taste of things.
Yes.
What's wrong with that?
Yes.
So now I met this friend of mine who was on a certain type of diet too, same consciousness. We had a great liquid journey together. We went to places, just driving around on a Saturday afternoon, going to places where they tried drinks we never tasted before.
Yeah.
Didn't even judge it. That was the best dating I've been into in my life. It was a female. Well, no alcohol or nothing like that. We drank the non-alcoholic stuff, stuff we didn't taste before. But that's the journey we was tasting before. Let's try the pineapple coconut. It didn't matter if it was pasteurized. Man, how that taste? Man, this is good. But it didn't bother us. You know why? Because even though we're doing that, I'm still doing this every day. You ain't thirsty. You ain't hungry. And I did it so many years, it's child's play. My energy's open.
So is there nothing toxic that you can, let's say if you drink coffee, they say this is toxic or whatever's toxic, even if you're drinking, is nothing toxic for you? Or
Let's look at this word toxic. Toxicity. Not only we're filled with chemicals, we are chemical beings. You're a bag of chemicals. Everything in the universe is chemicals. Egypt's true name was Kemet. That's where the word chemistry comes from, and chemical. All right, let's listen at this to make it make sense. When you cook a meal, you are doing an alchemy of putting different chemicals together to bring another outcome out of it. Is this making sense? That's what we call witchcraft. You ever see those cartoons where a witch had a big pot stirring it up? Give me some bat ears. Give me a little bit of this. Give me a little. That's what we're doing. You are the only animal on the planet that cooks.
Yeah.
You're the witch. You're the warlock. You are dealing with chemicals every single day. Somebody could talk to you and activate chemicals from you. If somebody talk to you mean and cuss you out, that brought out chemicals. Somebody talk to you good, that activates chemicals. You feel sexual towards somebody, chemicals was released. Stress is chemicals. So we can't say you're going to be chemical free. There's no such thing. Let's straighten it out now. Your body is resilient to get rid of things that can harm it. It's resilient. Radon in nature is harmful to a human being. Radon is an energy that's in nature. I think I got the name right. Standing in that can hurt you. It's all natural, it's nature. Being in the sun too much can hurt people. Don't act like it can't. Let's don't act far-fetched. So you got to be wise on how you deal in this chemical universe. Oh, man. Are we making sense now? So now, oh, man, this is good. I did a video on drugs. Choose your drugs wisely. You can eat the seeds of apples, too many of them. I forgot what it's called, chemicals. And then when I left milk alone from the cow.
That's toxic. Don't they say that's toxic?
Yeah, then when we left milk alone from the cow, I went to soy milk. Kind of find out soy milk ain't no good for you. You can use it as a fuel. So we're going to keep playing this game all day long. Every time you look on the internet, something is good for you, the next minute is bad. You understand? But the key is for people who have lived some type of longevity and dealing with ancient texts, this is basically what it is saying. He who eat less live longer. If you ain't even pick up that memo, don't even mess with the other people talking these other levels. They there. You can look at my body and tell the ribs show everything. But I feel good about it. I ain't changing. I worked for it. This is how I want to look.
Yes.
Oh, man.
That's what I want to.
Now let's take it to another level. Ow. See, my butt just got hurt hitting this bar here. If I had more meat on it, I probably wouldn't have felt it.
Are you hot or no? Are you hot?
Oh, I'm good right now. This sun feel good. And look how she said, are you hot?
I got hot.
So the sunlight, the photons, it just ain't hitting me and making me hot. My body, my melanin and my skin is converting the solar sunlight into heat. Listen at this now. Because they was living in their ancestors was living in a part of the planet where it was further away from the equator. So therefore, their body's going to make some changes. Remember we talked about adaptation? How the body can adapt. Not just us, all animals. That's what we call evolution. It would change itself to try to survive. It's all about survival. Life knows how to alter itself to continue. So people's different skin colors, you understand, we live in a place, a time now where you can migrate fast. But there was a time it wasn't that fast. Now don't tell me about some ancient stuff like that. We're talking real now.
Well, how would then, if it's funny, like we're getting...
And I thought I explained this to you.
You did, but like, what?
Serious, because I want to know if people are listening to me or not, and why you keep asking the same question.
Like, as a breatharian, well, like, you know, I was saying to, like, Laurie just now to come to Bali with me. You've got the sun and stuff, you know, because she's going to get the breatharian to be there in 3 months. And how would she then, because...
I don't even believe you asking this question. Wasn't there many white people in Bali when you went there?
Are, but like...
No, what are you talking about?
No, what I mean is like...
We're just talking about don't overexpose yourself if your genetics will
I
take.
don't ever worry about it because I know how much sun I need and how much sun, and then that's why I leave, because I know I had enough sun.
You gotta know.
I know, and I know I don't.
Like she asked me, am I hot? If I was hot, I moved.
Yeah. I got hot.
That's the indication.
Yeah, I got hot and I moved.
She got hot and she moved.
Yeah.
That's you listen to your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
What hurt people is when, say, if a light melanated person saying, I want to be darker. I know I'm hot. I know I'm burning up. I'm going to stay out here anyway.
Exactly.
Then you're going to cause harm.
And then they burn.
It's just like a person that got a lot of melanin.
Yeah.
If you up north in the wintertime, and your body does need a certain requirement of sunlight, and you sit up there in the house all the time, you're going to get sick.
And I think that's something that we don't know. We don't really realize that the melanated people in
Look what she said. We don't know. We don't. I've been saying it in every message.
No.
Why ain't you listening to me? It's your body telling you.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, not everybody.
I'm arguing now.
No, I hear what you're saying, but not everybody's listening. Not everybody's tuned in.
Not
I hear
everybody
what you're
listening.
saying.
Right.
But like my neighbours, for instance, I've got a lot of black neighbours. They're who are not hearing them, who are not in this message, right?
And not only that,
they're getting the sickness.
Let's
and
go
they
back to
actually
step
need
number
get
one.
outside.
Remember I was telling you my transition to get healthier. So I'm living in a wintertime climate. Now, I don't even know that information about being darkly melanated compared to being in the wintertime. But all I know is wintertime, right? I'm in the house. I should go out and take a walk. I took a walk in the summertime. Why can't I take a walk in the wintertime? Go dress for the weather. Because I want to be healthy. This is a health message. Energy was moving.
So then it's about depression or not depression.
Right.
That's what
It's about health.
Yeah,
That's
but
why
then
people
also the
move
big
away
one-
from the winter, those climates.
relate.
So I don't know why people use excuses. No matter what climate you in, you have to adapt to a healthy lifestyle. That's the breatharian message. I don't care about what people doing. You keep bringing on other people.
That's the health
We
message.
don't care about them.
That's the health message.
I'm talking about me, my walk. When I was in the wintertime climate, I became a breatharian because health was there on the agenda. I got to go outside and walk.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with breatharian. This is a health message. It's
And then I said, well, if I'm going to be outside, let me go sled riding again.
Yeah.
See, back when I was fat, I wasn't thinking about no sled riding. When my body got healthier, I could go sled riding. I could make snowmen. I could have snowball fights.
we ski.
I even got
we go
videos.
skiing and we do.
I even got videos where I did bike riding in the winter. I got into bike riding in the summer, then I got videos showing people how to winter bike ride.
People
You
that are
become
into
more,
it.
you start craving nature and being outside more
And
when you
moving
get
your
healthier.
Body. You got to move the body.
When you get
the main
healthier.
thing.
And when you stay healthy, your body's going to automatically get stronger
Then you want it
to
to-
bring in more energy.
Yeah.
This is the breatharian message. So I'm telling you where I'm at now.
Yeah. Then you were.
I've been in
talking
this game
about
20
liquids.
years.
You
We're
said-
going to break it up right now.
Yeah, you said liquids. You were talking about liquids after the orange juice,
Now, here's my stomach.
after the juice.
Now, wait a minute. Now, I made it like this. This wasn't natural. It wasn't like this when I was 190 pounds. Now, you've been with me all day. You came here. I want no breakfast. Do I look like I'm falling out all over the place? Absolutely not. This got made. It ain't about having a six-pack or nothing. The intestines could work at another level now. The intestines didn't say I need to be all out here in order to work. It didn't. It could work on another level that probably humanity ain't got that memo yet. Now I got the chest. I was working out this morning. This is just muscle that I put resistance to for it to build up. It wasn't like this. I made this. Well, how you get muscle? I put resistance. I had a little light weights last night, early in the morning, because I couldn't sleep. Why couldn't I sleep? Because I have a lot of food on my system. I don't need to sleep. It takes energy to digest food. Oh man, am I saying this? This is what you need to get. That's all we're doing. Didn't I say you're becoming a master builder?
Yeah.
It's in esoteric writings. Your mother was the first builder because she gave you a physical body to start out with. Now it's up to you to get the cards you dealt with. You ain't had nothing to do with it. I didn't choose my mother and father. I didn't choose my family, my neighborhood. But when I was in that neighborhood and I was sick, 190 pounds, I looked up at the heavens and said, I'm going to make some changes.
Okay, let's do breathing.
I could go on and on. Now let's get into this. So, if ain't no physical food here, got ribs showing. The thirst ain't there because there ain't nothing to wash out. The cells just want to wash that out, the mucus. Ain't nothing to wash out. The blood is flowing. It takes 7 minutes for the blood to go around the body, up back to the body. Look at all the veins. That ain't there. It's pumping. It ain't clogged up. Why should I have high blood pressure? High blood pressure means it got blocked up from what? Food. But, again, what did I do when I woke up this morning? Well, I was working out last night, but about 5 in the morning, I'm like this. Look, doing my meditation. It didn't stop 20 years later because I understand what my lifeline is. My lifeline is to make sure this is in tune with the forces around me. That's self-sustaining. Did I say that? Let's say it one more time. That's why people struggling. You don't understand. But this was a process to recreate yourself.
My husband said the other day, yeah, you can do it because you're not working. You can go wherever you want. You can meditate. What if you're working full time in a job, and then
Now listen to this.
You can still meditate in the morning, but the stress, the driving, like you don't drive.
Now
right?
listen to this.
The stress that you don't have helps you.
Key question. She said her husband said I can do it because I'm not working. I don't have the stress with the job. I was a brethren when I was in that situation. See, in the scriptures, they give you the resurrection processes in 3 different layers. The first layer is first, you get the information. Now, didn't I tell you in my life I got the information at first? I had a job. I had my son to take care of. I had all the stress. I had to pay bills. Stress. So there was times it didn't happen overnight. But my health still improved because I had to make the time. See, perfect health is time management. You got to make the time. So I even had to look at my job and say, this job right here, and they agreed to pay me this much.
But that's the type of consciousness that you have. And I know you don't.
It's a consciousness.
I know, but then I understand.
We ain't talking about everybody else.
Yeah, I understand that, but we're coming to you to actually help us to. I mean, I hear your I got the memo, right? I understand. When I heard it,
right, exactly.
when I did my macromicrocosmic thing yesterday,
Right.
I got 6 this morning. I did it. I understand it. I've got the memo. I'm going to be doing it. Right, but that's my consciousness. Some other person's consciousness, and because I'm in the health business, so I do have the empathy for the people who don't realise that they're doing a job that is actually killing them.
Right.
Yeah, that's right, and they can't. How are they going to
don't
quit?
know how to
How's
make
he going
the
to quit his
transition?
job and not pay the rent? How's he
Yeah, but
going to
that's
do that?
because they don't know how to make the transition, and that's their consciousness.
But see, I'm going back to her.
Yeah, I know.
So when I got this job and said, because
You have to want it.
before I was living a life
Yeah, that's the
where
thing.
I was chasing money more.
Actually, I want to hear this part.
I was chasing money more than my health. All right? Which was understandable because in my mind, I got to take care of my family. My son needs this. I got to take care of myself. I got to have a roof over my head. Nobody's arguing that. That's where I was at. But again, it's like what I'm going to do. Am I just going to lay down and die because I want to take care of my health? So that's when you start doing time management. So when I told you I started doing that meditation every morning, that means I had to wake up an hour earlier than before. See, before when I was unhealthy, you ain't time to get to work. And I just get up and go straight to work. Now I got to get up an hour earlier. It wasn't easy. I had to make that new time. And then after work, there was a time I ran straight home, feed my face, sit in front of the TV. I'm going straight to the trail now, straight to the track now. I don't care about the time. I got to come first. But the job was still there. The stress was still there. The bills were still there. But then when I start making purchases, this is why it goes with the message. Do you really need that? Of course, there's deals out there to say, if you put this amount of money down, you could pay this, and I'll create a new bill. I had to stop that foolishness. I had to stop that. Huh? Yeah, to stop putting myself in a cycle where I got to meet those demands, and I'm already happy. I started to get more happy when I started putting time on myself. So when my health improved, now this will get good. For some reason, my job got easier.
Of course.
And then I made a decision to move from the city. I sold everything and went to the edge of the city because there was a river there. And matter of fact, it was in the summertime. This was a sacrifice. This is me. I sold everything and I had 2 tents. One was I slept in it, and the other one I had stuff that I wanted to carry along with me. That's my life. And I went to work from there. Living near a river. That was the best sleep I had in my life. Now wintertime is coming up. What am I going to do? Man, all of a sudden, here goes Spirit helping you. The person who owned the land, all these acres, he said, yeah, Elitom, they about to have an auction up there. And they about to auction off that one trailer over there. And I was like, well, I don't know if I can afford it or not. I ended up getting it for free. It was on now. So I'm staying out there in the wintertime and I got a place to stay. But I'm still doing my meditations. I understand the value now. My health improved 100%. I'm doing my martial arts. I'm living a holistic lifestyle. Right there, it's still going to work. But now I ain't paying all those stupid bills no more. That's number one. I don't need it. As soon as I get my paycheck, I break my son off first because that's my responsibility. That's my blessing. You take what you got, and I'll just work with what I got from there. That's where my mind is at. Am I talking? That's the breatharian journey. Then relationships. I got to make sure this is straightened out. This is, you do the best you can to work with it, if you can. So his mother, I got to talk to her a certain way, even though she make me mad. My mother, my sisters, they're still there. Oh, man. That's their sacrifice. And over a period of time, but over all of this, guess what? The meditation is still there. Then one day I got so strong, and I already knew it when I was in the forest. One day I was in the forest and just said, Elitom, you can walk away from everything. This is the breatharian message. I was so strong energetically. I'm sitting there in the woods, and I knew I could break loose. Now, my son was about 12 years old at the time. But this is what popped in my head. This is wisdom. But don't you leave your son because he needs you. Because my father wasn't there for me on things I wish he would have been there for. Take care of that first, and then you leave. That's the breatharian message. And I know I could break away. I don't need nothing. I was already self-sufficient. It don't matter if I went and got something to drink or eat or not. That's how much power it is. Whoa! Everything was open. Now, I told you my son was 12 at the time. So that means at that time when that hit me, I was in the game 10 years. Full blown already. But I decided to eat every other weekend with my son so we could keep our bond. I got a good relationship with my child right now. A lot of people can't say that. I had to break, well, eat, son. You just go do what you want. No, I'll do it when I'm ready. And when he graduated, you can ask him. I was there at his graduation.
Was he with you from birth, like the whole 12 years? Or?
Absolutely. Well, not even 12. I mean, I raised him.
Yeah.
Taught him how to ride a bike, bought his skates. What are you talking about? Now listen. He even asked me one day, I guess somebody tried to poison him. That's why I say I'm God El-Amin now. He was looking up in the clouds because I guess they took him to church. He was like 5 years old. And he said, God, Dad, what God is that? I said, what you see up there? Clouds. All right. Now, didn't they say God provide and give you everything you need? He said, yeah. Who got you those shoes? You did. Who bought those clothes? You did. Now, who about to go feed you right now? You did? All right, then. You got it going on. You can call your God on the phone anytime you want and see him. It ain't invisible no more.
That's what I always say.
It's stuck.
I talk to it. I say that.
Why should we play games? Made them in my likeness and image. That's what the scripture says. And now he a God. He grown. He was a baby God. Now he a God. He don't call me for nothing because he know how to manifest it.
Awesome.
Already a breatharian. He a breatharian. Now people say he don't eat at all. We didn't say that. His health is on key. He's 21 years old. He's having life experiences. You can put him down when you want to. He got just that much power.
So you're saying a breatharian is somebody who has the willpower to choose if they want to eat. It's not that they don't eat anything, but they have.
Yeah, it is willpower.
It's the willpower.
It's willpower.
Okay, that's
But you
important.
said earlier about
willpower is maintained if you've got the connection with the divine.
Yeah, it's not just the willpower though, but it's also you have like, with the prana or whatever you need, the nutrition from.
okay, the knowledge on how to
from-
do it, but we're saying once you got the knowledge on doing it, some people have stronger willpower than others.
But I'm saying you're free to choose. Like some people that judge
don't
people
need
say
to.
that you're not a breatharian because you eat something, and he's saying that that's not true. Walter's a breatharian. He has the power to choose if he wants to eat or
You don't
not.
Right,
need
my
it.
son
You
has the
don't
power
need
to
it.
choose, right.
But you don't need the food. You're a breatharian.
Right,
But
here's
you don't
wh-
need it to survive.
right.
But you can have it if you want.
If you want it, yeah.
Now, this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
I only got one kid, right? So when my child became grown, there's certain things I ain't got to get from him no more. Now, let me tell you about stress. You remember you were saying about even being in the house with a spouse and they're still eating and stuff and all this other stuff, and
Stress.
there's people that can have children and all this other stuff. It's in the house, and especially if you're a provider, they got to go get the food. You got to go shopping. That's a whole nother stress that people don't realize.
Yeah.
So one day, even though my son was grown, he was hanging with me in Europe, right? Now me, since I raised him, I just got to look out for my baby. I don't care if he's grown or not. That's what's popping in the head. So in my mind, all of a sudden, I felt this energy to say, Make sure he eats something this evening and make sure he all right. You know, that pops in your head just being a parent. So there's other stresses coming. It ain't about me eating, but now I find myself thinking about I better go to the grocery store before this happens so I can make sure he have this. That's a stress that's already on you.
Yeah.
So it's one day, as you know, we had good. I love him, but one day he was going back to America, and I had a smile on my face because that other stress left. As soon as he got on that plane,
I worry about my husband too.
I didn't have to think about this evening what he's supposed to eat. That's gone. So there is a difference. There's a reason why there's a celibate journey. It's more than not having sex or not being in a relationship. Whatever relationship or whoever you hooked up with, you are sharing 50% of their consciousness. I'm in my own consciousness right now. I got time on. Number one, I got time on my hands. So anybody who's dealing with me on a breathtaking level, you can't mess with this. I got time on my hands, just like you said, to work on myself every day. By the time we talk, next time you see me, I'm gonna be way up here because it don't end. If it grew this powerful, it's going to keep on growing powerful. Then you could come at me with some water. That'd be gone a long time ago. Because I never gave up. You squashed it. Oh, man. So what I'm trying to tell people is willpower, dedication, and consistency. Of course you can pull this off. And willpower can be developed. Some people have weak willpower.
Yes.
That's bottom line.
And discipline. They don't have discipline.
It goes hand in hand. You got to develop discipline. That's where the word disciple comes from. I'm a disciple.
I'm a disciple too. I'm a disciple too. Yes. Yes.
This is what we're talking about. This ain't no game. Why would I want to lie to people and stuff? I want the highest energy possible. Remember I told you I was in the church? I want to be the best for God. Best angel. I ain't going to let nobody be better than me. That's how you thinking. Why should I? If they can pull it off, I can. That's how you should think.
Right.
So that you could have confidence in yourself and go ahead and do it. You're in touch with the forces.
So even without sleep, it's possible for me, like when I'm so sleep deprived, to be able to do.
I don't know what you're going through. I don't even live with you. You can tell me anything. I meet people all the time to tell me what their lifestyle is or why they having problems. I don't know. I ain't there. But I do know
Believe me, I'm telling you.
Well, I've been with many people too, just like they do me. So I've been with many people too, and I'm like, I look at a habit they have. If you only remove that habit, I think you can have a lot more energy. That's what we're saying.
One little baby step.
One little baby step at a time. Cause I see some people who got the knowledge, good position, but it's just this little thing. It could be smoking weed. Well, I'm not judging it, but I think if you leave that alone, that the hairs on the lungs could grow back, that they'll deal with the ATP and the atmosphere a lot different. There's going to be some changes.
Wow.
That's all we're saying. The body can adapt. It's getting energy from the earth now. You can't see it.
So you could say even with people that have a lot of sex, even if they cut back on the sex, that would help.
That will help. And see, they got medical stuff happening with that now. Masturbating a lot and stuff like this, it affects the pineal gland, bring up all this other stuff. It's there. We got the internet. Go look at it. Ain't no doctor talking about, masturbate 10 times a day, you're going to get healthier. Ain't nobody going to say that out their mouth.
Well, they did say that sex was, good for certain things.
Catch is good and, all this other stuff. That's a season. But we're talking about higher levels of energy now.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And most women I with eat. What I want to go with them for? It's real.
It does lower your
It's my birthday. What? You going to take me? I don't care. I'm already alone. Don't you want to listen to me? One friend of mine said, do you see my hair today? I don't care about your hair. I'm out of the relationship game. What do I care about your hair for? If I was in a relationship, I would have cared. I don't look for stuff like that. That ain't got nothing to do with me not caring. I ain't sharing your mind. It's real for us to talk like that. You ain't being mean. You are what? Remember what I said? You want to be the best for God. You want to be the best for the forces. You ain't start out like that. You tweaking yourself until you can get to these levels and you feel good about it. Why should I go back? Why should I be afraid? That's another thing to delay immortality. Get away fair. That's why I ain't afraid. That's why I ain't afraid of nobody. Why should you? That's the energy you giving off. And more fear comes the more dense you are. When I was real dense and overweight, I was fearful. It don't matter what I said out of my mouth, I was fearful. Didn't know how you gonna make it. Where your next dish gonna go? I don't care now. That's how you roll it. Oh man, did we say this? Then we go on higher energies. You can talk fruit all you want. Those who understand energy, whoever picked it, if it's child slavery, if somebody said it's going into the food, all this stuff is taking place. The animals you eat, the pain that comes with it. Plants have stress when you, it ain't like they don't know you grabbing their arm to rip it off. This is what we're talking about. We're smarter than that. Can I be smart for a minute?
Yes.
You were just mad because I'm a genius.
Who's mad? Nobody's mad. Who's mad?
Oh, you just don't know. I got little followers. I'm a genius. Oh, man, this is good. Wow.
All right.
Jamming.
I'm going to head out. I'm going to go. But I'll be back.
All right, we're going to do some breath work.
All right.
See? Here
Amazing.
we go. And it's more than just breathing oxygen. There's an energy within the air. They got so many breath work techniques, and this ain't even coming with prana no more. We're in the age of Google where you can look up the benefits of breath work. It's medically seen now. You'll have more energy. They even had one thing. I was working at this place, and this one guy, it was just a little technique of 5 breaths. And then he had more energy. And I'm in my mind saying, they already know this. The human beings should already know this. What are we doing? That's why I quit everything and just left everybody. I got tired of being around that consciousness. You're saying one thing and everybody got the technique. See, what spiritual practices are, there ain't nothing hidden. All spiritual practices is things you're doing already.
Yeah.
Breath work, you're already breathing. But somebody got to teach you how to breathe. Yoga. And I ain't gonna
We're breathing.
I ain't gonna put it down by saying stretching, but of course you're gonna feel better when you stretch. Come on now. A dog and a cat know that. When they get up from their sleeping, they're doing this before they go walking around.
Well, we do that too.
Yeah. And if you put in a routine, and just the basic, if you can't catch who eat less, live longer, I mean, come on, man. And then food, okay. Some food, I look at it now, it don't taste good. It don't.
No?
There was a time it did. You understand, you go through your seasons.
Yeah.
Now that's foolishness. See, I'm a God now, that resurrected. You're looking at it. Bread all in your intestines. But the intestines 15 feet long.
Did you feel hungry at one point before you started?
I never really knew what hunger was.
What hunger
that's
was?
why I tell people that's an indication that the body's giving you, and that's how you're interpreting it.
That's what I'm saying.
Because for everybody it could be
It's not
different.
real
We don't know
hunger.
what it is.
Probably not real hunger.
Right. As soon as the stomach growl, you think you're hungry, and
Not
I ain't got
hungry,
nothing to do with nothing.
So
So
you didn't know what hungry was.
you just got to work with yourself. But it's the energy. First, get you another energy source. You understand? You'll know what is happening. What do I let go? Well, if you got to ask the question, don't let go.
That's right. Yeah, that's true.
You sitting up there running around, can't sleep, all this energy, and you flying around. Then you know. Nobody should have to tell you nothing. And the thing about it, I ain't gonna track down no breatharian when I came on this path. For what? I ain't have enough money for number one. I worked with what I got. So we say the book is in you, we mean it. There ain't no secret. Everybody know that clean air has benefits. You smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, yeah, it affect that relationship. I don't care about no spiritual ayahuasca and stuff, but it affects your brain cells and all this other stuff. Just don't mess with the brain cells. You want to have experiential experience, go look at the tree.
What ayahuasca? What's
Yeah.
ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca.
Oh, that's what I thought
Well,
you were trying to say.
yeah, whatever they try to say. So what? I took the death drug, Sevia Devinorum before, but I mean, you want to die, you're going to see that anyway. No rush.
No rush.
Oh, man.
No rush.
This is rough.
This is really good.
I had to drop the bomb. So for right now, for the record, I don't eat no food and don't drink no water. And we'll be doing more things in 2020 to bring this up to the medical forefront. There's many doctors and scientists around the world already working on this. Everybody just putting their packages together so we can bring it to the forefront. Your body, just by its natural state, brings a liter of water in it because it's a good absorber of energy. That's a medical fact. And one test you could do, get you a plastic bag, put it on the branch of a tree, and in the morning, you're going to see that bag filled up with water. That's how survivalists get water from a tree. But now condensation or whatever you want to call it. But the body is a good absorber just like any other organism. You're not separate from it. It automatically get what it needs from the atmosphere. What's blocking it is toxicity and blocking up energy channels. So that's why you should move, you should stretch, and you should eat less at first until you get into the levels where you don't need none at all. And how do you know? Because there be days you don't be hungry, so don't eat if you ain't hungry. A snake know better than that. I had a snake one time, he only ate when he was hungry. And when he was full, I don't care how much food you had in front of him, he didn't touch it. That's why this called what? Serpent knowledge. And all organs on your body just about regenerate themselves. I mean, old cells die, new ones came in. So when I told you about my skin, and I got new skin, I get new skin every month. Every month I get new skin. So of course it look good. What else should I say? My eyes look good. They all clear, the white of them. See, they got to think on aurology where you can see when somebody plugged up. I be looking at talking to people all the time. Oh, they all clogged up. Now my eyes is clear. It should be. That's showing what's going on inside of you. This ain't far-fetched. Here we go again. But it begins right here. This takes up a lot of energy. I worked for this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at me. And this is where your energy centers, they come up. And like I said, the rest of the muscle and stuff, you didn't need to eat to do that. All you need to do is get resistance. And the muscle will get resistance, it'll get stronger. And the rest is just as important. Oh, you're doing your push-ups now. Right. Get that body in shape. You can do it. And the rest is just as important as the resistance. Here we go now.
1, 2, 3.
And we live in a rough age. You know, people, they looking for money. People want to be famous. You got jealousy. So I had all types of things where people said, I saw him eating it, la, 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 la. Well, if you saw it, if we're in the age of a cell phone, go took a picture of it then. You know, half-stepping and playing around. And they, okay, whatever. Let's chalk it up right now. So we're going to go ahead and keep going higher. See, and the thing about this knowledge, though, not bragging and stuff, you're going to keep going up. You ain't going backwards. Yeah. If it came this strong, I'll be stronger this time next year. Can you imagine 5 years from now, I'm already a god? I'm going to be, I ain't going to even have a name then. It ain't going to be Elitom. It'll just be a dot.
A dot.
Right. Prince did it, or he tried. He could do it, I can do it. We're having fun, though. That's what it's about. You're creating your life.
Prince did it, is that what you said?
Yeah, he had a symbol for his name.
Yeah.
He snapped. He had every right, too. Call me. Yeah, this is what it's about. We having fun. But first of all, you got to be grateful for life right like it is. Look at this. This is grateful, ain't it? We chilling, ain't we? Oh, man.
I do think that's the answer fundamentally, is just getting that, be grateful and get that connection with the divine.
Be grateful.
Build your spirit.
Get that connection with the divine, and then once you seek what's inside, those things that come to you, you have a clear direction or your destiny, all this good stuff. This is my destiny. This is what I was supposed to be. See, people don't understand that though. See, even though I'm a breatharian and stuff like that, I was destined to be this. I had to come down and get beat up a little bit.
You had to what? Come down, get beat up.
Yeah, come down, get beat up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's all fun.
Sometimes you have to get to a really bad place to change. Like my husband is not in that bad place. He doesn't want to change.
Right. See, I saw the planet before I came in, so it's sort of like cheating.
They think they're happy. They don't know what real happiness is.
That's what I was born to do, so everybody can wake up, because everybody is me. But anyway, we're about to go and do some good